Good day, friends. I am reading passages from the Peticha, the Chokhmat Kabbalah, the teachings of Rav Ashlag. We are on chapter 2, part 14, continuing where we left off. 4 aspects are functioning together. 1, the coarseness. This is the amount of desire to receive. On a spiritual level, this is defined as the amount of yearning a person has for God. The coarseness, the amount of desire to receive or yearning a person has for God. 2, the masach, the screen. This is the power of resistance to not make use of the coarseness and not receive what the vessel desires. The masach, the screen, the blocking, or reflecting, deflecting. 3, the returning light. This is the desire to give. The returning light, the desire to give, which comes when we deflect the light through the masach. 4, the clothing of the upper light. The degree of coarseness determines the amount of resistance and size of the masach that is necessary. The degree of coarseness, or the desire to receive, determines the amount of resistance and size of the masach, the deflection that is necessary. The amount of resistance determines the amount of returning light. The greater the resistance, the greater the returning light, the desire to give. That is developed in the created being. The amount of resistance determines the amount of returning light, desire to give, that is developed in the created being. The amount of desire to give determines the amount of light that then becomes clothed in the vessels of the created being. Question: how can light be a vessel? Answer: Malchut says, I want to receive the light. This is Malchut drawing forth the light. Then Malchut deflects the light. This power of resistance is called the masach. We explained that the action of Malchut deflecting the upper light is the root of spiritual work. The work is opposing the desire to receive the light that contains immense pleasure. We explained that because of this work, Malchut merits a reward. Because of the work, the spiritual work of deflecting the upper light using the masach, Malchut merits a reward. The reward is that a small illumination of the deflected light returns, the returning light, and shines in the vessel of Malchut. This illumination develops in the vessel of Malchut a new nature that loves and desires to give. The small illumination of deflected light, the Or Choser, the returning light, shines in the vessel of Malchut. This illumination develops in the vessel of Malchut a new nature. A new nature that loves and desires to give. This desire to give is called returning light, and it clothes the direct light, meaning that it becomes a vessel for receiving the direct light, as we previously discussed. We see that it is specifically by deflecting the light that the created being is able to receive. So, by deflecting the light so as not to receive for oneself because it is pleasurable, there's a reward, which is the returning light, which creates the vessel that can receive the direct light appropriately, meaning with the intention of serving God rather than with the intention of receiving the pleasure of experiencing union with God. We see that it is specifically deflecting the light that the created being is able to receive. It is specifically by deflecting the light that the created being is then able to receive the light. The law of Tzimtzum means that the light no longer shines in a vessel that receives for its own self-benefit. We find that it is through the returning light, the state of giving, that the created being becomes able to receive the light, the direct light. The returning light becomes the vessel for receiving in place of the fourth aspect of Malchut, of the desire to receive. What is the meaning of, quote unquote, in place of? The fourth aspect is the desire to receive in order to receive. Before the Tzimtzum, the fourth aspect was the vessel for the upper light. After the Tzimtzum and the rectification made by the Masach and the returning light becomes the vessel for receiving. This means that the vessel of receiving is the desire to give. The vessel of receiving is the desire to give. Then reception is possible because it is not for self-benefit, but rather in order to give or in order to serve the Creator and the purpose of creation. When there is no returning light, meaning no desire to give, there is no receiving of the upper light. The ascension of the returning light from below to above is the head, quote unquote, the head of the spiritual level. The ascension of the returning light from below to above is the head of the spiritual level. In this stage, there is no actual reception. There is only calculating to what extent the light can be properly received, meaning with the intention of service and fulfilling the purpose of creation. This state is known as Shorshei Kelim, the root of the vessels. Afterwards, when the calculation has been completed, the Malchut extends to the quote-unquote body